Hello, Opie and the Bear fan, aka Bear. Producer, owner, founder, co-writer. Did I say producer? Cutter? Whatever.
Warning, warning, warning. You all be dumber after listening to this podcast. These conversations are meant to be fun, so do not take this to heart. We are four morons talking out of our ass. Criticism is welcomed and encouraged. Now enjoy the show.
I got pointy titties.
You scored. That motherfucker paid right there. White duck square son of a bitch.
Coming at you, it's Opie and the Bear.
Welcome to this episode of Opie and the Bear. It'll be called something like the Disjointed, or there's somebody here, but I don't know exactly who, or whose hand is that on my ass podcast, because due to illnesses, time constraints, Debbie's birthday, happy birthday to you. I'll deliver your present personally, as I usually do every year. We have the picks that we'll be doing. We'll do them individually, and they'll separate out. So you have to hear all of our dumb voices during our picks. But you know what? You put up a lot worse from us, so that's where we're going to get into this week's injury reports from the NFL that's going to affect your fantasy the most. And I'm going to start off with the Dallas Cowboys with CeeDee Lamb. Getting the usual Jerry Jones speak. Well, he could play next week. He play next year. I don't know. He gonna play some Pikachu. Go Cowboys. Yeah, he got a high ankle sprain real early in the game against the Bears, which really changed that dynamic of the game because they had Petulant Pickens as their star receiver, and at one point he threw a fit on the sideline because the Bears defense was playing pretty damn balls out. And so the CeeDee Lamb and high ankle, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably going to be 4 weeks to 6 weeks. If he plays in October, I'd be really surprised. So plan on having him out for a while. The other big injury that happened was Cardinals running back James Conner. Hurt his ankle in the Cardinals game. Going to have surgery on it. It's going to be out for the year, which is, good if you're on NFC West, other teams like Niners, Rams, Seahawks, who they play this week. Go finally lucky, Seahawks. And then he's just one of those guys. He's a good dude, man. It sucks that he gets another injury that ends the season. He's gone through tons of stuff in his life, and he's just a good, solid running back, and he's a podcast favorite guy. So hope he gets a good recovery, and we could draft him next year. And then another large size issue, besides the fact that he had only one good eye going into the game. Najee Harris, he tore his Achilles, and he's out for the year too. And so that's another gives Omari and Hampton the way home to be the bell cow there. Another running back, Tyrone Tracy, separated shoulder. He's going to be out for a few weeks too. So Cam Scadaboo came in and did his good douchebaggery, as he always tends to do. And then he looked really solid and as the only good portion of that Giants offense, which now is going to be led by Jackson Dart for the rest of the year. Russ is going to have to sit on the bench next to what's his name from Florida, the ex-Florida State guy.
So to finish Opie's intro, he started talking about, he sounded like kind of a moron. He was talking about Jameis Winston, and so that's the guy that Russell Wilson's going to be sitting next to. So that being said, let's go ahead and move ourselves into the Boom Player of the Week.
Boom. Boom.
Y'all don't really work it like
Boom.
It is time for our
Boom.
Player of the Week.
Brian Thomas, wide receiver for the Jaguars. He's been slow going, had a little bit of injuries, but he's playing against my team this week, so he is pretty much guaranteed to go off because I've had the best of luck this season being 0-3 and having other teams' guys just decide that they want to score 30 to 40 points a game on me. So it's been great. That's been a joy to behold.
Here is the Ryan inputs of week 4. I don't appreciate what happened in week 3. I keep staying down at the bottom of the predictions, so that blows. So hopefully week 4 goes better for me. So I am going for my boom guy. I'm going with J.K. Dobbins. Sorry, Bear. I just think he's going to have a good week up against the Cincinnati defense, who has never really been that great against the run. Dobbins has been consistent, and I'm just looking for him to break out this week.
My boom player of the week is, as Grimbo likes to say, Pachinko. The Raiders' defense is ridiculously bad right now, especially against running backs. Detroit, everybody knows they run the ball really well, but they racked up 72 fantasy points against them last week, 224 yards on the ground. A ridiculous number. So I expect Isaiah Pacheco to do really well, or as Grimbo says, Pachinko. I got to read off AJ. He went with Brees Hall. And he thinks he's going to boom this week, and Grim did not put anything in there. He didn't even take the time. So he may put something in there by the end of the week. I ain't got time to fill it in like we did last week, so it is what it is. So let's move on to our bust of the week.
Oh, no.
So far, it's been awful.
You don't see me winning fantasy football games.
It is time for our bust of the week.
David Montgomery had an amazing week last week, 44 points, and according to our FBFL rules, and he just tore it up last week. And this week he's going against a way under appreciated Cleveland Browns defense that is right now number 1 against the running back. So I think being a straight up running back like Monty, he's going to come back down to earth and have they're going to hold him in check for a while. I think Jameer Gibbs is going to be good because of the receiving yards, but it's going to be a tough go for Detroit. Cleveland's defense is for real. Their offense it's still whatever, but Judkins, the rookie, he's a solid pick, and if you got him, get him in your lineups as well.
I'm going bust. I'm going with Trey Benson. He's going to be the hot commodity with Connor going down, but he's going against tonight, or if you're listening to this, it would have already happened, so you might, be able to prove me wrong or say, hey, Ryan was right. But he's going against the tough Seattle defense, one of the best defenses right now in the league. They got Leonard Williams as a solid run stopper, and they got really good linebackers. So I don't have high hopes for him. We'll see, and you'll be able to tell me if I'm wrong or right.
All right, I went with Juwan Johnson. That's my guy, and it sucks, but it's true. The Bills do shut down tight ends. They have played a very old Mark Andrews. They played a very young Mason Taylor and the Dolphins, who really don't have a tight end. But that being said, they've only allowed 16 fantasy points in 3 weeks to tight ends. So I don't expect a whole lot from Juwan Johnson this week. In fact, I'm going to go with Godair instead because I just don't trust him this week. He'll probably go off because I'm making the change, but, And then for the bus, AJ says JT, and Grim still says no way. JT is a scary one this week, that's for sure. But man, he's on fire, so that's a tough one. So let's move on to our sleeper of the week.
These are our sleeper picks for the week.
Bear's going to love me for picking this because I traded him Dobbins last week, and Dobbins had one really good half. And one of the reasons I lost because all 2 of the traded guys I sent to Bears team put him over the top, and it was fun to watch my ex-players just take a big crap load on my season. So it's been great. So I decided to take a crap load on go crap on Bears team. But I actually do think RJ Harvey's gonna have a really good, outstanding week, and it's gonna make it tough for Denver's coaching staff to figure out who they're gonna play. Just got a feeling about it. Mostly it's based in anger and dismay, but you know what? So is my season at this point.
For my sleeper, I am going with Kyle Monangai, rookie running back for the Bears. The reason for that is Swift is possibly not playing. He's got a hip, and even if he does play, he's going to be playing on injury, so might be a good opportunity for the rookie guy to hop in and have some fun. I know Roshan Johnson's there, but for some reason they just do not like to give him the ball. So, and I don't know why he's a solid back. So,
All right, I went with Dontavian Wicks, the slot guy out of Green Bay. He took place of injured Jaden Reed, who's the guy can't just get healthy, and he's come. It's fun to say that the Packers are coming off a horrible loss to the Cleveland Browns of all teams, 13-10, if I remember right. The one thing I notice about the Cowboys, which is who the Packers play, is that Neighbors went off week 1, but in all 3 weeks combined, and remember that's 3 weeks when I say these stats, 27 catches, 531 yards, and 5 touchdowns to the wide receiver 2 and the slot combined. So as much as Neighbors went off in week 1, the others are going off even more because they're trying to shut down the number 1. That secondary's bad. There's no pass rush. The defensive guy is our ex-coach, Eberflus. It's all a bad situation there. So, and AJ says Woody Marks is a sleeper this week. We got a couple rookies on the board this week with actually 3 of them, Harvey, Monangai, and Marks. So fun stuff. So let's move on over. Let's talk about the NFL.
Classic NFL rivalry is renewed.
These two teams do not like each other, and you got to love that.
I can feel coming in here tonight. Oh Lord.
Monday Night Football, let's go!
Versus them, survival. We must win, it's tribal. My team like Ken, by any means necessary. One head-to-head with adversaries. Nothing is given, so we gotta take it. It's 4th and inches, so we gotta make it. Can you feel it?
What a catch! To the end zone, got it! Sideline, touchdown! Unbelievable!
Two underperforming teams for record, both 1 and 2, the Ravens and the Chiefs. And I'm going to go with the Ravens going on the road. I just don't think even getting some of the receivers back for Kansas City, maybe we'll see. It's still not going to help them. They're still not dynamic yet. The Chiefs will make the playoffs. They'll be good later on, but right now they're struggling, and they got a tough schedule coming up too. They might go into their bye week with either 3 wins or 6 wins. Who knows how it's going to go? It just depends on how healthy they can get. And if their defense could play like they did last year, because that's the other thing too. Their defense is playing decent, but it's very tough for them because their offense really is slogging right now. The second game is going to be the Eagles at the Buccaneers. 3-0 teams, both of these teams. Buccaneers are having some injury issues, so I'm going to go with the Eagles, and they're going to push past them in Tampa. My upset team, get off the Tums, and usually I get called out for cherry picking on this one. I'm going Colts over Rams in LA. Colts are for real. Daniel Jones, he's for real. I've always had a little bit of man crush, a fantasy man crush on him. So yeah, I understand that. But right now their offense is one of the best offenses in the NFL, run by Daniel Jones. Yeah, I know it seems like an oxymoron, but this is not. And then lastly, my who you got is going to be the Mandrews. It's going to be old tight end Mandrews versus old tight end Kelsey in that matchup, and Mandrews is going to be the first one. He's going to draw first blood.
Baltimore KC. I am going with Kansas City. They I don't know. It's at home. Baltimore, I don't know. They just don't seem like they can. They're making a lot of mistakes, and I think Chiefs are one of the best teams at making up for those mistakes that the opponent has. So, going with the Chiefs. Bucks against the Eagles. I am going with the upset with the Bucks. I really like what they've done. They do have some bad injuries with Mike Evans being out, but they are going to get it looks like they're getting Chris Godwin back. If he plays, I think the tandem between Godwin and Egbuka are going to be good. And the Eagles or Tampa Bay's defense, I think they got the big up front. Vita Vea, I think, could stop Barkley to a minimum. I think Barkley will still have a pretty good day, but should be able to minimize enough to have the Bucks squeak that out. That could be my upset, but I'm actually going to go Titans over Texans. The Texans look like complete trash. Titans don't look any better, but I feel like Titans are going to start clicking soon in that offense. Pollard's been consistent. They're getting Tajay Spears back. The rookies that the Titans have, I think, could be beneficial because Houston is going to be without one of their best defensive backs in Stingley. So I think there will be some good juju going on for Tennessee. We'll see. The Houston offense looks so bad. So we'll have to see on that. I'll probably be at the bottom of the record book again. We'll see. For the who you got, I got Colston Loveland. That is if he plays. He's got a hip as well. So put him and Swift together. They got 2 hips. But if he's hurt, I'm going to go with Goddard. That's Bears dude, Dallas Goddard. I just think, that's what I got.
All right. Just so everybody knows, the way I said that was very creepy, and I apologize for that, but it's an intro. What the hell? I've got Chiefs beating the Baltimore Ravens, mainly because the Ravens can't stop anybody, and the Chiefs are at home, and the Chiefs are not going to go 0-4 or 1 I guess it'd be 1-3. Either way, they're not going to lose another game for a little while. They're not going to allow it in the NFL. Baltimore's used to being that team that is middle of the pack, moving their way up and finishing out strong. It's a really good team with no defense, so it's a problem. The Eagles I took over Tampa Bay. I just think between the injuries with Tampa, as Ryan said, and then the Eagles just kind of know how to win that close, tight, tough game that they can outscore you or they can play defense against you. So either way it works. AJ went with Chiefs and Eagles also. For upset team, I took Giants over Chargers. West Coast to East Coast is the reason the Chargers have to go all the way to New York. And I know the Giants haven't played great. They're 0-3, but they've played well enough to beat a team like Chargers who are traveling that far. Chargers are good, don't get me wrong. 3-0, they're a tough team, but I think right for the picking. And then AJ took the Browns over the Lions. 2 upsets in a row for the Browns. That would be a lot of fun. So pretty cool stuff. And then who you got? I got Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor goes against the Dolphins, who are a mess right now, and they're also giving up some points to tight ends. I did some math, though, for this group. Something that they probably won't listen to, so I'll have to repeat it next week because these guys don't listen to shit. But the tide is turning on this. Out of the 48 games played in the NFL so far, 21 games have had the first touchdown has come from wide receiver, 15 from a running back, and only 6 from a tight end, with 4 from a quarterback. So going the tight end route isn't the greatest. And if you're doing the math, we're missing 2. Those are defenses who scored the first touchdown of the game. And if you put money on that, you want some big bucks. I'm also going to tack on to Opie's injuries to watch. Jatavian Sanders got a high ankle sprain. Evan Ingram's got a back problem. Mac Jones, he re-aggravated his PCL, so he might be out. Scary Terry then has also, he may miss another week. Goodbye for now. Opie previewed the CeeDee Lamb thing, 2 to 4 weeks. James Conner's out for the season. Tyrone Tracy's 2 to 4 weeks at this point in time. And Mike Evans, 4 weeks now with a hammy. But we got some guys possibly returning this week with Xavier Worthy. He's limited, but he's ready to go. Jordan Addison's coming off a suspension. I'm actually starting him this week. I'm hoping for big things out of him. Chris Godwin is getting his reps and may see a limited number of plays this week. And I think this is Thursday, and I'm pretty sure he practiced almost in full yesterday. Last but not least, from my standpoint, congrats to the Stalkers, who had the best record this week in the NFL picks with 13-3. We've got some good numbers going up there so far this year. The Stalkers are Packers fans, which is ironic that the Packers lost to the Browns last week to Chewbacca. The Demons, Bench Mob, and Smelters all out of the survivor pool because of Packers. So 2 of the 4 podcasts are now gone, leaving me and Opie in it. And despite losing to 23 other teams in scoring last week with 92 points, last year's guillotine champ, the Circus Boys, got a win over the Barracudas, but did get dumped out of the guillotine pool, so they're done. They will not be repeat champs this year, and I believe that's it. I guess to finish up my piece here, I don't have much else to say. I'm going to turn it over to Ryan to run us out the door here, and hopefully this isn't a too terrible format for everybody. For those who do watch us on YouTube, you get to see some stupid pictures of Opie, but you can do that if you're watching the video too, because it's just stupid Opie. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you later.
Bear, could you add this in? I don't care where. I know it's early in the year. It's week 3 going into just got done with week 3 going into week 4. I've been bored. I've been sick. So just looking at different teams, looking to see if I can get rid of one of my 2 rookie tight ends, seeing if I can package for a bigger name player. So I'm sorry that I have sent a bunch of really, really shitty trades. The reason for those shitty trades is I just want to get the ball rolling. I just show that I want this guy. What will it take to get him? And I understand if it's really bad, you don't even have a reason. But instead of not having a reason, or instead of only having a reason to, or not putting in a reason or not countering the trade, that's what's frustrating to me. I get it. I throw out shit trades. I get it. And all the guys make fun of me for it. But it's just so fun to trade or even think about the trade possibilities that's why I throw them out there. And if it sticks, it sticks. If it's too early in the year, I understand. Just put that in the response. Be like, hey, I'm not looking to trade. I think one of the trades I made with Joker, or sent off to Joker, he's like, hey, I really like my team. I'm not really looking to trade right now. Cool. I will stop then. I will keep looking at your team because it's fun to tinker and think about the possibilities. But just saying, nah, and by hitting the decline and then not sending a response or texting me or whatever, that's been kind of frustrating. But like I said, maybe it's just too early in the year. Maybe my trades actually made you physically ill because of how bad they are. So be it. That's fine. But I just wanted to know. And I'm not mad or anything. It's just because I like to trade. This is why AJ and I make 4 trades a year. Should be more, but we got cut off. But so, yeah. And one of the things that AJ did is he was wanting CMC. I'm like, he's not available. And so we texted it out, or like worked it out in the text, and decided that now is probably not the time for that kind of trade. So, yeah, it's just fun to work through things, fun to talk, like just discuss the trade possibilities. And so that's one of the main things that is not, I wouldn't say frustrating. I wouldn't say it would piss me off, but it's just one of the things that like I just enjoy so much. And I guess if you don't want to be included in it, then yeah, just let me know. I'll stop sending the shit trades, even though it's a fun possibility. So that's all I got. I'd say maybe go fuck yourself, OatB, because you won't give me Bowers. Go fuck yourself, Graham. No reason. It's just part of the fun. Go fuck yourself, Bear. Because you went to Cincinnati without me, even though the game sucked. But I love Cincinnati. And go fuck yourself, AJ, because you want CMC. You won't just give me Chase for free. And go fuck yourself, Kevin, because you're Kevin. You bitch.
You, Ryan.
The bear.
Yes. Yeah. Opie the bear. About fucking time.
The bear.
Oh, yeah. Close your eyes. Oh, fuck.
Cease and desist letter to Mick.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
The bear.